Josh Hawley has exactly the right idea. Show your disdain for this whole process.
Josh Hawley, who's made his disdain for this process abundantly clear in public comments, is doing the same thing in the chamber.
The whole thing is a sham. It is a sham and it is a disgrace, and it's time for it to end. I think what we're watching is a total kangaroo court. It is an illegitimate proceeding. It is unconstitutional. If you want to see the proof of that, Harris, just look at what happened last night when Senator Mike Lee pointed out that the House managers had blatantly misquoted him. He tried to get it stricken from the record, and what ensued was chaos on the Senate floor as Senator Leahy first ordered a vote, then stopped the vote in the middle because Chuck Schumer intervened to ask him, oh, wait a minute, don't do the vote. Total chaos and pandemonium. They are making this up as they go along. It's totally unconstitutional, and it is incredibly selfish on the part of the Democrats who are pursuing their own personal political vendettas here. You know, they need to take seriously their oath of office and start focusing on the American people and doing what is good for them, not just what pleases the Democrats in this moment. And this is a total kangaroo trial.
Well, I think that was one of the sort of two main takeaways from the last hour. Again, the intractable nature of trying to get some of the folks in the room to actually engage with the material and be present and take this seriously. Josh Hawley, who's made his disdain for this process abundantly clear in public comments, is doing the same thing in the chamber. All the senators have the option to use the gallery, the upstairs area, for seating for social distancing. Josh Hawley is the only one taking advantage of that opportunity. He's been sitting with his legs up on the seat in front of him, essentially reading non-related material. In the 20 minutes or so I was in the chamber just now, I didn't see him look down really at all to engage with any of the conversation that was going on the floor, although some of my colleagues who were in the chamber afterwards said there were a few moments, notably talking about some of the individuals who were actually charged with crimes related to this, in which he did engage, but making his feeling about these entire proceedings pretty clear.
So I'm really smiling at this, and I'm smiling not only at the sort of pompous, disturbed posture of these two media figures. Oh, he's not taking the whole thing seriously. Exactly. That's why I'm smiling. Josh Hawley has exactly the right idea. Show your disdain for this whole process. And I think the key touch here isn't just that he's reading, quote, unrelated material. I'd like to know what it was. But the leg posture. He has his legs up.
Listen, they have no evidence here that, first of all, that this trial is constitutional, because the Constitution doesn't permit them to do what they're trying to do. They're trying to pursue a personal political vendetta against an ex-president and really against 74 million people who voted for him. And what you see in the comments of Senator Warren and people like Hillary Clinton is they want to silence and write out of American politics half of this country. And they're trying to use an illegitimate proceeding to do that. It is totally inappropriate. It is totally unconstitutional. And it's offensive to the American people.
It shows that he recognizes that the whole thing is a circus and a farce. But other Republican senators are now taking pretty much the same approach. They stroll out of the room, they kind of skip out. It's kind of like they've already gotten the picture. The point to make here is that the Republicans have had enough. And the reason they've had enough is they've heard one brazen lie after another. And I'm not just talking here about the kind of rhetorical inflation, the Himalayan extension of the meaning of words so that suddenly a bunch of people walking through a hallway becomes a coup. A bunch of people who push their way through a door becomes an insurrection. A bunch of people who who break a window become terrorism. So all this kind of comical exaggeration aside, there are one factual lie after another being presented with a straight face.
I think it just goes back to show you this is a kangaroo proceeding. These folks have no respect for the Senate, no respect for the impeachment trial as it's supposed to go on. John Roberts is supposed to be here. Instead, we have Pat Leahy in the chair making it up as he goes along. The whole thing is a sham. It is a sham and it is a disgrace, and it's time for it to end.